Hello everyone, it's Heather from Karma Kids Yoga Therapy, and today I'm coming to you with another craft. So today we are going to be looking at how we can make our very own stress balls. Now these are perfect if maybe our hands are feeling a bit fidgety, or maybe we've got a lot of thoughts going on in our head and we're finding it hard just to bring some peace and calm to our day. So I have tried to find ways that we can make them super simple and with hopefully some bits that you have laying around the house. So some of the objects I will be using today are balloons. Now I have chosen marble effect balloons because, as you can see, when they're in their form they look great and they're brilliant, and I find if you end up drawing on them or making designs using pens, sometimes they end up rubbing off, causing stains on the hands or furniture. So I find if we find a really cool balloon to begin with, we don't need to add anything else to it. So we have our balloons, we also have a plain bottle, we have some flour, and I've also got a homemade funnel that I've just used some paper just to create, and I've stuck it with some sellotape just so it doesn't move. Now, as you can see, yes, there is flour in our ingredients, so please make sure that when you are making this stress ball, you are in an area that is easy enough to tidy up. Now, I'm doing it on a sheet here, so I just know that I can take it outside, shake it off, and I know everything is clean again. So please pick your area safely. So guys, go and grab hold of your bits, and I'll meet you back here in a second. Okay, so what we are going to do to start with is we are going to use our funnel and pop it in the top of our bottle. Now this is going to make it easier for us to transfer our flour into the bottle. Now I've got a small size bottle and we're going to look to fill it up to about maybe a third of the way up the bottle. So take your time as you're doing this, because if you've got a homemade one like me, it can get a little bit stuck, and if we overfill it to begin with, it can kind of go everywhere and leak out everywhere. So just take your time as you're transferring the flour into the bottle. And you may need to just give it a little shake. And the good thing about using paper as your funnel is that it kind of molds into whatever shape you want it to, making it easy for the flour to come out. So as I say, about a third of the way up should be perfect for a good size for our stress ball. So I'm just going to let all of this come out, and I'm going to see what it looks like and see if I need to add any more. So guys, take your time doing this. There's absolutely no rush. We want it to be as stress-free as possible making it as well. Perfect. So I've got my ingredients there. And guys, if you notice that maybe you've put a little bit too much in, please don't worry, because you can just pop it back in your flour bag afterwards. So I'm just going to take out my funnel, pop it to one side, and now I have my bottle with my flour in. Now choose a balloon that you would like, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to blow the balloon up. This way we're creating space within the balloon so we can make it a little bit bigger when it comes to making our stress ball. So maybe give it a little stretch, as sometimes they can be quite hard to blow up. So guys, you don't need to go too big when you're blowing it up, just enough so you can transfer the flour into the balloon. Now you may need a friend to help you with this part, or if not, you're doing it on your own like I am. What you want to do is you want to hold the end of the balloon so none of the air comes out, and then you're just going to create a bit of space in the bottom of the balloon and transfer it over the bottle. So as you can see, it's safely over the bottle, none of the air is coming out of my balloon, and it's going to be super easy to get the flour into the balloon, because trust me, without the bottle it's a lot harder. So guys, what I would suggest is holding on to the end of the balloon just here where it's on the bottle, and when you tip it up, it just means that it's a little bit more secure when it comes to transferring the flour. So you may want to give your bottle a little shake up and down, and you can start to see the flour is already going into the bottom of our balloon. So this shouldn't take too long. It should be a lot quicker than trying to get the flour into the bottle. So just by doing it up and down, we're creating space and allowing all that flour to come out. Maybe a little shake from side to side. Now guys, this is where it's super important to hold the end of the balloon, because as we've got air in it and now we've got flour in the balloon, it could make a great big puff of floury smoke, and we don't want that. So holding the edge of the balloon, and just carefully begin to take the edge of the balloon off of your bottle. Now pop your bottle to one side, we won't be needing that again. But what you will need to do is keep hold of the edge of the balloon and maybe take the top of the rim of the balloon with your other hand. And we're just going to super slowly let some of the air out of the balloon. Because obviously with it being this big, we won't really be able to squish it within our hands. So we want to let some of the air out of the balloon, but doing it nice and slowly. Because otherwise, as you just saw, if I do it super quickly, all the flour is going to come out, and that's not what we want. We want to keep that in there, as that's what's going to be the part that molds around our hand, making it nice and calming and relieving any stress that we might have in the body. So taking your time as you do this, guys, the slower the better, the slower the less mess. Trust me, I've done this a few times now. So I'm almost there. So you can kind of have a play around with what it's like to have a lot of air in it, so maybe realise that you don't get as much of a squish with a balloon, but you may prefer it. But know it that if you squeeze it too tight with the amount of air that's in there, it may be easier to pop. So if yours is making funny noises like mine, so I'm going to let a tiny bit more air out, but we don't want to let all of the air out. So it's roughly the size of my hand, which would be perfect because obviously that's what I'm going to be using it for. And when you get to that part, still keep a hold of the balloon because you have still got air in there. And you can just tie a little knot in the end. And this way you know that no air or no flour is going to come out. And guys, that's it. It's that easy. You now have your very own stress ball. As you can see, it looks fantastic with all the marble effects as you're squeezing it. And you can even make as many as you like. You can have one for every member of the family, for each hand. Your choice, guys, as it's super easy and really easy to make with all the ingredients that we used. Have a go, see what you like. Maybe see what it's like using another ingredient inside. So I've heard that a little bit of corn flour with some water can make the texture go a little bit hard, then to soft. So it could be a little bit more soothing for the hand. But guys, let me know how you get on. I'd love to see any pictures and posts of how you've done with this. And I'd love to know whether it's helped release some of that stress. So guys, I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye.